Namaste. We are in another episode of Namagita, enjoying the bliss of Sri Krishna's names as it appears in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are in the most important chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, the Vishwarupa chapter, where Arjuna requests Sri Krishna to show his Vishwarupa form. He is now seeing the Vishwarupa form of Sri Krishna, and we are now enjoying the sloka 46 of 11th chapter.
किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रहस्तम् इच्छामि त्वां द्रष्टुमहं तथैव तेनैव रूपेण चतुर्भुजेन सहस्रबाहो भव विश्वमूर्ते.
In this, Arjuna uses three names of Sri Krishna. One is Sahasrabahu, the other is Vishwamurte, then Chaturbhuja. So we are going to see all these three names where Arjuna is now looking at the most magnificent form of Sri Krishna, and he says Sahasrabahu. Bahu we saw shoulders, Sahasrabahu is 1,000 shoulders. Is it exactly 1,000? No, thousands of shoulders that Sri Krishna is there in a form that he is there in that size. And then he says Vishwamurte, because he is in Vishwarupa form. The entire Vishwam is now inside Sri Krishna, so the Murti itself is Vishwamurte, is what Arjuna is saying. And after all this is saying, it is amazing that you are like this and all this form, it is majestic, all this fine, but I am actually trembling because I am not able to enjoy you in this, while I am wowed by this scale and everything, but you are not enjoyable, Sri Krishna. So see, he says, Krishna, Teneva Rupene, come back in your original nice form. Which is this nice form? Chaturbhuja. The Sahasra Bahu of Sri Krishna is now coming in, showing himself in Chaturbhuja. Arjuna was very clear and precise in the request that he wants to see Krishna in his Chaturbhuja, not generally in any form, because what if he comes as Narasimha? It will be more trembling than Vishwarupa. So he was very clear that he requested Sri Krishna to come back as Teneva Rupene in his original nice form with Chaturbhuja. Now the question comes, what is this regular form? Is it always four hands with Sri Krishna, or is it with two hands? This is a very interesting thing. When in the cell where Kansa had put Devaki and Vasudeva, Krishna was incarnated there. He was born to Devaki there. How was he born? In four arms. So from the time of Avatara, Tiruavatara, Sri Krishna is showing himself in four arms. It is the Matru Bhava, or the Matru love of a mother, that Devaki requests. Sri Krishna says, if Kamsa sees you like this, going to be trouble. Hey Krishna, can you show yourself in two arms? Now, we saw earlier, Pitruvakya Paripalana, we always take Sri Rama as the epitome of Pitruvakya Paripalana, who obeyed Dasaratha's any words just like that. But here, Sri Krishna, whatever he did in Ramavatara, continued in Krishna Avatara. At the time of the birth itself, moment Vasudeva and Devaki requested Sri Krishna to show himself in two arms and not in four arms, immediately changed. If you observe Srimad Bhagavata and Vishnu Purana, from the time of incarnation till Kamsavata, Krishna is showing himself only in two arms, just because Devaki and Vasudeva requested Sri Krishna to be in two arms. After Kamsavata, you can always see Srimad Bhagavata has established very clearly that Sri Krishna shows himself in Chaturbhuja, four arms. In very many instances this happens. During the Kurukshetra war, the Ashwatthama, Dronacharya's son, wants to wreak vengeance on the Pandavas, and he stealthily comes into the place where there are people sleeping, and he thinks it is the Pandavas they are sleeping and kills them. It later realizes they were all children of the Pandavas and not necessarily Pandavas, so everybody is furious, and Bhima was very furious that he wants to teach a lesson to Ashwatthama. At that time, Draupadi says, I don't want a Guru Patni, Dronacharya is our Guru Patni to have the same loss of having to lose his son, just as we have lost our children, so we should not do this. So Draupadi is saying, don't have to wreak revenge. Bhima was saying, have revenge. So they were having this conversation when in Srimad Bhagavata it is explained that Sri Krishna intervenes with his four arms and pacifies both Bhima and Draupadi, while actually quietly signaling Arjuna through his eyes as to what to be done. So here it is established Sri Krishna was with four arms. Later, as it goes along, there is also another very, very interesting, I should say romantic, episode in Sri Krishna's life. In Srimad Bhagavata it is established that Sri Krishna and Lakshmi Ma, here in the form of Rukmani Pirati, they are having a conversation. At that time, Sri Krishna quietly needles, typical, it's a simple conversation, a very nice evening, quiet conversation. He says, hey Rukmani, you married a very ordinary, a cowherd, just a Yadav going behind the cows. But I know you have big warriors and kings waiting in queue to marry you. Shishubala was ready to marry you. Why did you not marry all of them? Why did you have to marry me? He's casually needling him. Rukmani Pirati couldn't stand these words. She kind of immediately started trembling. In fact, she trembled so much, and the very thought that Sri Krishna can speak like this, that her bangle started falling and all that, she swoons on the ground. Now Sri Krishna, here it is again saying Srimad Bhagavata, clearly explains that Sri Krishna uses all his four arms and lifts Rukmani Pirati and cajoles her and brings her back to senses immediately. One hand touches her head, one hand holds her hand, the other hand touches her cheeks and all that. So it's a very beautiful episode, a very lovely episode that Sri Krishna has demonstrated this and has recorded in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is Vishnu and Lakshmi Ma as Krishna and Rukmani here. They don't have to do this at any time to say this. Why should even Krishna do this? Just to establish that he is having his four arms all the time. Now the question comes, why can't he be with two arms? Why he has to have four arms? And for that matter, why he even have Sahasrabahu? Because the Purusha Sukta of the Vedas, Eulogies him says Sahasra Sirusha Purusha Sahasrabahu. That's how everything is Sahasra. Thousands of eyes, thousands of hands, thousands of legs. That's how the God, the Purushottama, is explained in Purusha Sukta. That is to show valor and might. Just as we do in the Republic Day and Independence Day parade in our country, we see all the National Day parades, you see, there is one procession of various tanks and aerial fighters, fighter jets, all the missiles, everything is taken in procession. Why is that? To establish that this is my might, to give a glimpse of my might. So this Sahasrabahu, these four arms, or whether it be four arms or whether it is Sahasrabahu, it is to tell enemy of any of the disciple or devotee of Krishna that I am here to protect all of you, so dare not touch my devotee. Just by the sheer presence. He doesn't have to speak a word, he doesn't have to warn anybody, he is just there to show that I am here to protect. That is for the Sahasrabahu, just to give a glimpse of the might, just as we see National Day parades, that's how it happens. Now, why four arms? You can always see in one arm he has the chakra, Sudarshana chakra, the other arm is the Panchajanya, then he has the mace, the gada, and then he sometimes holds a flower on it. So there are multiple forms. We saw in one of the episodes that he has 24 forms in which things change in his arms. Now, this four is a very interesting aspect. There are four Vedas. So Acharyas have established that Krishna could have chosen to come in 6 arms, 8 arms, 10 arms, but why did he choose 4 arms is probably a manifestation to say that this belongs to Rig Veda, this belongs to Yajur this is Sama Veda, and this is Atharvana Veda. So it could be 4 arms. Or we know that the Purushartham is there, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, again another 4. So to symbolize the 4, which is very important, is why Sri Krishna uses 4 arms. So as we saw the Sahasrabahu, Sri Krishna, who is just demonstrating his might, just demonstrating, he doesn't use it. He just shows, saying a glimpse, saying this is what my might is, to say that anyone that surrenders to me is truly protected because I am Sahasrabahu, I have the will to protect. Because we are talking of the entire universe. Today the world's population, we are talking human population of 6 billion and species of 8.5 million of different species. All of them ultimately have to surrender to Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna has to protect all of them. He needs to show that kind of power, muscle power that he has, that he can protect anybody and everybody and everything in this universe. So that is why he does that. So that is one important thing that we saw, that is Sahasrabahu, and then Vishwamurte. The Vishwa itself is a Murti in himself. It's an object within Sri Krishna himself, and that is what is established in this. And finally, as Arjuna requested, Sri Krishna blesses us immediately through Arjuna, coming as Chaturbhuja, 4 arms. And we saw why this is 4, because of various reasons. But there are people who worship his 4 arms to get comfort. Yes, with the Sudarshana Chakra he'll protect us, with the mace he'll protect us, with the Panchajanya he'll give us knowledge, we all know. But there is another aspect to it. These Chakra, Panchajanya, they all come and they're waiting to be part of Krishna, so that when Krishna gives an order to protect the devotees, they are ready to go and protect. So that is why they are there. Panchajanya, the conch that Krishna uses, is going to have his breath inside it. What can else expect it? The entire Vedas, he says, is Krishna's breath. So the Panchajanya will give us the knowledge of the Vedas and everything. So the more we worship the Panchajanya, the more knowledgeable we become. Sudarshana, we saw in earlier episode in Chakran, that he is there, he'll protect there, like our Manoveka. Said he will go, is a Manat Tattva, right? So he will go anywhere and protect us anywhere. So mace, we also saw, that is a Mahat Tattva, which we saw will protect anybody and anywhere. So in everything there is a personification. The other extreme, the Alvars, the 12 Alvars, the mystic saints who have immersed in the love of Sri Krishna, they have gone to the other extreme and says, hey Krishna, you are standing there to protect us with the mace, with the Sudarshana Chakra and Panchajanya all the time. We know that the mace is worth the Merumala itself, the weight, the power of it. And we know the power and what you call the radiance that Sudarshana can give. You are standing holding all this all the time without any break. Can you not, any one of us, can we not take that burden from you, and can we not hold the mace, can we not hold the Panchajanya or Sudarshana, is how they are looking at it, because that's the kind of love they have. They know they are talking to the Purushottama, they know they are talking to the Mahabahu, Sahasrabahu, but still out of the love of Sri Krishna, they say, can we hold the Sudarshana for you, because you are holding all the time, can you please relax, sit down somewhere. So that's the kind of love that we need to show to Krishna. The more we have the bhakti towards Krishna, the more we surrender to Sri Krishna, the love for Sri Krishna will automatically increase, and we start looking at him with more love rather than kind of a master. Yeah, we are his slave, he is our master, no doubts about it. But as Sri Krishna demonstrated earlier, as told, he is Sakhe. He is also going to have his hands around our shoulders moment we surrender unto him. So we will maintain that he is our master, but he will also show a lot of love worshipping him. So let us worship Sri Krishna as Sahasrabahu, as Vishwamurte and Chaturbhuja, and be blessed. Thank you.
Madhava Achyuta Krishna Hare Rishikesha Kesava Govinda Vasudeva Bhagavan Janardana